One of my subscribers told me that they Googled English memes, and what they found was this disclaimer. It's like when you buy a pack of cigarettes and it tells you that it may cause cancer. But at least the government is forcing the cigarette company to put that in. No one is forcing Google to tell me what it thinks. I genuinely do not care what Google thinks. But as a Romanian, I'm told that, hey, memes about groups of people might be disturbing or hurtful. Amazing, right? The Russians hopefully will not get their hands on this technology, because then they may win the war in Ukraine. They may make memes about Ukrainians and it may be disturbing or hurtful to the Ukrainian soldier. Can you imagine that shit? But anyway, right? People also showed me that if you Google N-word memes, not and like actually it doesn't have the disclaimer. It says people, right? Google, what do you mean by this? But then ironically, like, this Americanism is what I hate about the modern world. Like, this didn't exist last year, you know? And you're going to see people on Twitter defending this with their lives. Like, this is the hill they want to die on. It's like, no, it is pivotal. It is paramount. Like, how can we live in a society without Google telling us what may or may not be? How can I know the future if the multi-billion-dollar company doesn't tell me what may or may not be? I do not have a parents V. I do not have Mummy. I do not have Daddy. I do not have the teacher. No one can tell me what may or may not be, but Google is the person that raises me up from childhood. It pulled me to its bosom, V. It pulled me to its bosom and it told me morality. It's like the fucking church. And ironically, I find it very disturbing. Like, why are you putting this here? Why is this a thing? Why do we know what may or may not be? It's also fascinating. The weasel words is the problem. Like, they're not even taking a hard stance. Like, you're not literally saying anything, right? It's like may or may not be. You may or may not just say anything. Just shut the fuck up then. The thing, though, is that we know that this is the woke ideology, right? Like, last year, or 5 years ago, or even before that, this wasn't an issue. Like, people can joke and have banter with each other. Do you guys ever had friends? Like, were you able to actually go outside and make meaningful connection with other human beings? Do you notice that when people are friends with each other, they banter? Like, they make fun of each other. That's the difference between friendship and just being an enemy. Like, when you're friends, you can actually joke about each other. You can even joke about someone's mom. And if they're friendly with you, they're not going to get upset. Apparently, that's not the thing anymore. Like, the correct mentality, what normal, decent people think, is they look at American society, and more specifically, Californian Democrat society, right? And everyone there has poker face. Like, people who are Democrats, they have boot sex in the Senate, they have La Cocaína in the White House, but they have poker face. They never joke. They never say anything edgy. They never say anything that make them look like an asshole. No. They just have like these very serious resting bitch faces while they're doing the boot sex in the Senate. Do you guys even remember the boot sex in the Senate? You probably don't, right? Because that's what the mainstream media does. Like, when it's 2 scoops of ice cream for Donald Trump, everyone remembers that because the mainstream media constantly reminds you. But the boot sex in the Senate, that's way past the 24 hours news cycle. That happened a couple of months ago, so I don't know how many people remember it. I'm not even going to talk about the stealing of the pantyhoses by, what was it, the energy secretary or, well, whatever. But the thing is, it's not like it's the worst thing in the world that a search engine lectures you and moralizes you more than the Catholic Church. Like, unironically, I haven't had the Catholic Church in my life as much as I had Google in my life and most American companies in my life. Constantly telling me things that I generally don't care. But the issue is why do they do it? Like, who tells them to do these things? It's like, it's a search engine. If I'm looking for memes, I know what I'm doing. Like, I'm aware. I'm a grown-ass person, okay? Like, I'm an adult. I'm not a child. Google. I know. I'm aware that looking for memes about Romanians may be disturbing or hurtful. But some people want disturbing stuff. Like, did you notice that? It's like you get a train wreck, and you have people that stop and look at it. Why do you think that is? Like, it's human nature. It's not hurting anyone. It's perfectly fine. What are you doing? But again, like, they have the ideology that convinced themselves that no, actually this is hurting people. So I don't even know. Like I think it's because of advertisers. Like advertisers don't want to advertise on a company that's hurtful. But again, it's a fucking search engine. Like the librarian isn't responsible for the books in the library. This is what Google is supposed to do. Like you're going into the library of the internet and you're asking Google, hey, I want this book, and Google finds it for you. But no one thinks that Google is responsible for the books that are in the fucking library, right? But no, with this mentality, it means that Google is responsible, and if they are responsible, you're giving them tremendous amount of power. You're basically saying that Google should be able to start burning books. It's like, well, yeah, like, okay, well, we got this library of the internet, and we want to burn these books because we don't agree with them, but these other books, we agree with them, so we're going to stuff them down your throat. Like, interestingly, if you're looking for, I don't know, Drag Kids Story Hour, there's no disclaimer there. Like, that's not an issue, right? Or if I'm in Europe, and when you look at abortion laws, Europe is very conservative. Like, we do have abortion in Europe, but it's not as open-minded as the Americans, right? Like, the Americans are very open-minded on this issue. Like, they have it even in the third trimester in certain states. Here in Europe, we don't, right? But like, as a European, if I'm looking for American abortion laws, do I get a disclaimer saying that, oh, it might be disturbing or hurtful for some people to read about, you know? No, you don't. Oh, I see. Very interesting, isn't it? If you're in the Middle East and you're looking for LGBT laws in the United States, do you get this disclaimer? Oh, no, you don't. Oh, funny how it works, right? It's very one-sided. Interesting. But yeah, personally, I did find it absolutely hilarious, and this is why people showed me this, is that if you're looking for Romanian memes, you get it. But if you're looking for N-word memes or other slurs, you don't get a disclaimer. And by the way, is this mindset why Google ended up losing so much money with their AI? Which I understand wasn't very popular for some reason. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're going to hire people that think this disclaimer is necessary, well, I mean, that's your corporate culture, isn't it? Which goes to show that, like, again, last year, 5 years or 10 years ago, this wasn't the corporate culture. Like, this is just recent. This is a new addition. How did the internet function without it? It's not like it bothers me or anything like that. But again, it's just an example of Google inner workings. And if things go this way, I wonder, like, if I'm going to get this message for literally all my search results. Like for instance, you're looking for cigarette brands and you get the disclaimer from Google, smoking is bad for you. It's like, okay, I know. You're looking for alcohol, and you get a disclaimer from Google, alcohol is bad for you. Like, are we going to Demolition Man? I think we're going to Demolition Man. Like, you guys should watch that movie. It's really great. But until you do, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.